Hey guys, it's me Ambrose, back in with another video. So today, I wanted to do something like more like authentic. I'll just say this: I haven't been uploading frequently. Well, I have, but it's just that I don't have a complete YouTube schedule. Now, that being said, I thought today would be a good time to take something known as the political test. I was inspired by Leaflet to do this. I didn't watch her video on it, to be honest with you, but I did. I heard she did do it because she inspired. I think she's one of the people who inspired me to speak my voice and push give me that push to do it. So thank her for that. But yeah, we're gonna get into this, so like and subscribe, please. It will help. It will help. I'm not saying anything hateful. Again, this is just my view things. Please note that this isn't a survey. These aren't questions, they're propositions. Propositions are a very different proposition. That doesn't even make sense. All of them are necessarily biased, are they though? But we have a careful balance of biases. This is something that most of our critics simply don't understand. Yeah, maybe because you're lying.
Bullshit.
When you say that balance of biases. I doubt that you have necessary biases at all. We're on the, I think, economics. Oh shit, I'm not an expert on this. If economic globalization is inevitable, it primarily serves humanity rather than the interest of transnational corporations. I mean, if transnational corporations do contain humanity in them, so I don't know what you're talking about. I'd always support my country whether it was right or wrong. Okay, so already off to a good start with biases. You can have a country that has done bad things and good things. America has made amends, and we have repented of our faults. I don't think it's fair to say that one country is specifically or black or white, because it's just not true. There's nuance. I mean, I guess I'll say agree. Sure, no one chooses their country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it. I disagree on that. I mean, even if you didn't do anything to make the country, it's still, you were still born in a culture that was very special. So I think it's good to be proud of where you came from and stuff. I'm Italian now. I'm proud of my Italian heritage, Roman stuff like that. I don't think it's foolish though. So strongly disagree with that. Our race has many superior qualities compared with other races. I had to answer this. There is now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment. What does that mean? You're playing Pac-Man while learning math? I don't know how you can. I don't know what this means though. See, that's the thing, guys. If you took this test, can you comment below or something what this means, because I don't exactly know. Talking attitude share, not the FTSE index. The fuck is that? The Financial Times Stock Exchange 100 Index, also called the FTSE 100 Index, or informally FTSE, is the United Kingdom's best known stock market index. The most. What do I have to do with the United Kingdom? I don't live there. People are ultimately divided by class more than nationality. Well, I feel with the rise of Marxism in this country, that's definitely how it's been. Controlling inflation is more important. Should I say strongly agree? Because if this is what it means, classes by groups of oppression, LGBTQ race, then I'd say strongly agree. There is much division in that. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling the unemployment. Because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment, they require regulation. Not all corporations are necessarily bad or corrupt. I know that like the left wants to make it seem that we live in a Disney movie and that you have the bad guy and the good guy, but that's simply it's not true. Though you can have a good corporation that does voluntarily protect and can be trusted. I think that the corporation itself should like regulate its own rules. I don't think like big government should be doing that. From each according to his ability, to each according to his own need. Yes. Should I say strongly agree? Fundamentally good idea. Actually, yes, that is a good idea. The freer the market, the freer the people. Facts. Yeah, I'd say that if the market is free, then people would be freer because you have a free, open market. It's a sad reflection on our society that something as basic as drinking water is now a bottled brand and consumer product. Well, I mean, you could go to primitive or rural places, like places like Africa, or like rural areas, and you could just get water from there. But I mean, that's how capitalism works. Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold. I disagree. I disagree. I think you should be able to buy and sell land because like that way you can have more farms, and that's gonna be really useful and that's how agriculture like can be increased because you have more land, therefore you have more opportunity and more space to grow your crops. So I would imagine you would want to buy that. It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society. Again, not all people who are rich are bad. Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade. I mean, yeah, that sounds good. I don't see anything wrong with it. I may be wrong, though. A genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predator multinationals to create monopolies. Are all multinationals to create monopolies bad, though? Or is this just another, this is another biased take, isn't it? Okay, now we're getting into social stuff. Abortion, when the woman's life is not threatened, should always be legal. Okay, I'm on the same page as Leaflet here. So yeah, I'm on the same page, guys. So I don't think I would call it women's health care to get unresponsible abortions 24/7 every day. All authorities should be questioned. I mean, I disagree, but when it comes to corruption, that the corruption should be questioned. I think the authority of the elites in the World Economic Forum, like Klaus Schwab, he's retired now. All that shit should be an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Disagree, but in some cases, taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any theaters or museums that cannot survive on a commercial basis. If they're not going to survive, then you wouldn't need to pay them. Why would anyone pay for something that's going to fail? No. On a commercial basis. I'm just going to say disagree. Fuck it. It's a joke of a test, so it doesn't even matter, guys. Good parents sometimes have to spank their What the fuck is that? This shit is... Bro, this shit is... What the fuck? Good parents should have to spank their kid. You know what? Maybe that's the reason why we have all these woke people. It's because they were never disciplined. I think though in most situations, okay, you shouldn't be abusing your child, but you should be teaching them lesson like verbal, teaching them. So I guess I'll click disagree. It's natural for children to keep some secrets from their parents. Is it though? I mean, I guess that's how human nature works, so I would agree. I'm just gonna click agree. I mean, it's a free country, right? But then again, I think it's in some areas marijuana is legal, but this may be another biased question. The prime function of schooling should be to equip the future generations to find jobs. Yeah, I'd say that. People with serious inheritable disabilities should not be allowed to reproduce. I mean, what level are we talking about? Are we talking about like a disability, like the result of incest or something, or like cancer? Because I personally, I think you should still be able to like reproduce, because I don't think I think reproduction isn't a right. It's not a right given by the government. It's a God-given right. It's something that God gave us. So I disagree. But like I think it should be your own choice. If it's for best, but then again, it is your decision. The most important thing for children to learn is to accept discipline. I agree. The most important thing that I have had to learn and still have to learn is that discipline is necessary, and I may not see that always, because I am arrogant at times. I'll be honest, but discipline isn't a bad thing. There are no savage and civilized peoples. There are only different culture. The fuck? I would disagree with that, because you do have savages and civilized people in this world. Is eating human beings a culture? Okay, the Romans would sacrifice their children to a god called Molech for money. Now, was that a savage? Now, obviously, the Romans were a civilization. They had civilized, culture. But at that time, was that specific event like not savage? Was that not barbaric of them to throw their babies into a false god to kill? And we can't just say murder is like culture, because if that could be culture, then according to woke logic, then racism and homophobia and transphobia, according to their logic, that can also be culture. So who are we to disrespect it? But it's a double standard, because they're not consistent with their shitty ideas. Those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect society's support. I agree. When you are troubled, it's better not to think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things. I'd say disagree. If you are troubled, if you're troubled about something that's necessary, then yeah, you should think about that. But if you're troubled about, let's say, like scrupulous or something, I don't think you should let that like keep you down. Okay, let's move on, guys. See how many bullshit. Let's see how many other questions I have to learn. First generation immigrants can never be fully integrated within their new country. I mean, they can. My grandpa was. And my grandpa was fully integrated, so like I don't know what that. You can keep your culture and still be integrated into a new country, and you respect this culture. Our civil liberties are being excessively curbed in the name of counterterrorism. What does that mean, counterterrorism? Counterterrorism, also known as anti-terrorism, refers to practices, tactics, and strategies used by government, law enforcement, and intelligence agencies to combat or eliminate terrorism. Our civil liberties are being excessively... How are they being curbed? I'm pretty sure, like, protecting this country from terrorists are actually, like, a good thing for our civil liberties, so I disagree with that. I don't know how you can... What? In what way? If you have a terrorist out there, then I would if you have a terrorist group out there, I'd expect the government to come in, or like local. A significant advantage of a one-party state is that it avoids all the arguments that delay progress in the democratic political system. You know, that seems like 1984, honestly. Fuck that. Well, wait. Delays progress. I'm just gonna disagree, because having just one party isn't going to progress shit. Honestly, it's just gonna turn this world into 1984. Although the electronic age makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers need to be worried. I'd say yes. I mean, if you're not doing anything wrong, then I don't see why you would need to be afraid that you're being surveillanced. Unless in private spaces. The death penalty should be an option for the most serious crimes. Yes. In a civilized society, one must always have people above to be obeyed and people below to be commanded. I mean, I'd agree with that, but I agree with that, but also I'm not for corruption, so it could go both ways. Abstract art that doesn't represent anything shouldn't be considered art at all. So I mean, are we talking about like objective art or subjective? Because in my mind, okay guys, here's how I view this, and you can disagree with me. I believe in like the three transcendentals, the good, truth, and beauty. You can say that art is like subjective in the sense that like it's your preference or opinion, but like ultimately if you look at the objective world around you, you will see that there is such thing as an objective beauty. So okay, I'm gonna just consider art as like good art, because I disagree, because it's not like Michelangelo. If it doesn't represent anything, at least abstract art, if it's gonna be abstract art, it should at least represent something. If you're going to have art that's like wacky and abstract, which I'm not against that, at least give it some meaning. It is a waste of time to try to rehabilitate some criminals. I mean, yeah, some people are just too far gone, to be honest. I believe like I believe a person like can be redeemed like through Christ, no matter like what, but and there's no limit to God's grace. So like he can even if you don't believe in God, I believe that you need a God in order to like have moral answers, or at least like moral logic, I think. But I mean, it's ultimately like the person's choice and like their mental like stability. I think it depends on their mental state and if they're like really fully culpable of what's going on. The business person and the manufacturer are more important than the writer and their artist. I wouldn't. Okay, this is biased. This is biased. Okay, this is just biased as fuck, bro. Okay, both are important. Okay, both. Okay, I'm just gonna click disagree, but I think both are important. Mothers may have careers, but their first duty is to be homemakers. I mean, if God made them, yeah, I'm just gonna say yeah. They're allowed to have careers, but naturally they tend towards maternity. Making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity. Fuck no. Astrology accurately explains. What the fuck does this have to do with politics? Astrology, this has more to do with like a spiritual compass. What does astrology have to do with this? Are these people brain dead? No, fuck, no. It doesn't explain shit. It explains delusion. You cannot be moral without being religious. You can be moral, but it's just that you would have a hard time explaining your morality. Charity is better than social security as means of helping the genuinely disadvantaged. This is another biased question. I don't know. Some people are naturally unlucky. I disagree. I think like your fate is determined by your own decisions. It is important that my child's school instills religious values. I agree. Well, yeah, I agree, because like I don't think we should be extreme and like be fundamental, but I think in some sense we should be instilling like values that align with like the religion that's most like contributing to society. Okay, let's see where I stand, guys. You serious? Fuck this. Oh no, this is economic. Wait, I'm on the left? Fuck no. I'm on the left, guys. What the fuck? I mean, listen. I don't trust this. I wouldn't say I'm on the left. I'd say I'm on the right. So, fuck you. Political test. I'm giving you the actual middle finger. I'd say I'm on the right. I'm not far right. But, I wouldn't trust this site, guys. It's not reliable. It's bullshit. But yeah, that's all for today, guys. Like and comment, subscribe, please. It will help me. I'm gonna make another video tomorrow, guys. Hopefully, I'll get it uploaded soon. But yeah, see you guys in the next video. Bye.